Today's quote is entitled, "Are you qualified to be married?" We go into a marriage thinking what we want to get out of it, what kind of person we want to marry, the kind of family we want, etc. But often never thinking about what kind of person I must be to have this and make it work. Maya is a very good artist. We get an idea and she paints a picture. It's going to be like this. If I just do this and I just do that, then it's going to look like this. And so we have this kind of motion picture in our mind, which is the way it's going to work out. And as you know, it doesn't always work out that way. And if you want it to work out that way, there's a lot of things you have to do. And one of them is be qualified to participate in that picture. Okay, so you want this movie. What are your qualifications to be the star of that movie? Well, we think, well, I would like my wife to be this way. I would like to have a home like this, a family like this, etc., etc. Fine. But are you actually capable of creating that kind of relationship and creating what you're dreaming about? Or do you have certain characteristics in your personality that would make it difficult for another person to want to have that life with you, or to even be able to have that life with you, even if they wanted to have it? So these are very, very important questions. We're always thinking what we want. And oftentimes I say, we often think, if we're not initiated, what do I want in a guru? And there's nothing wrong with thinking that way. In fact, we should think that way. And what kind of guru do I want? And so forth. And once we figure that out, the next question, which we often don't ask ourselves, is, am I qualified to have such a guru? Or how do I become qualified to have such a guru? That's not a likely question that many of us ask. But in the same way, I would like a husband or a wife like this. I would like to live in this way, do this, have this level of income, and so forth. Okay. What do you have to do to make a relationship like that work? What do you have to do to make that situation work? What is it about you that has caused problems in relationships in the past? Are you capable of having a good relationship? Or do you just blame bad relationships on everyone else and you have a whole strew of bad relationships left behind you, which you believe are not your fault? Don't think that way. You were in every relationship, so every bad relationship you had something to do with. And especially if you have a whole string of bad relationships, obviously there's something going on that you need to look at. Something you may need to repair in the way you deal with other people, in your consciousness, in your nature, in your understanding of relationships, in your understanding of men or women, in your understanding of marriage. All these things need to be looked at. So don't naively enter into a relationship thinking it's all going to be great because this guy is great or this girl is great. No, you both have to be great. And if you're great and he's not, or he's great and you're not, it doesn't work. It can't work. There are two parts. They have to work together. So introspection, and particularly working on ourselves and making ourselves better husbands, better wives, better partners, better people, is extremely important in developing a good relationship. Don't think your partners, because they're so great, they're going to do everything, they're going to make it work, and they're just going to tell you what to do, and they're going to solve all the problems. To some degree, that may be true, but it's never entirely true. So I always recommend people, when they're looking to get married or they're going to be getting married, to look at themselves and think, well, what would be hard for this person I'm marrying? What about myself would make it hard that I need to work on? I need to be aware of. I need to change. Am I too introverted? Do I like to be alone too much? I don't talk. I don't communicate. I'm not a fun person. What is it? Because if you want to end a relationship, especially with someone special, well, you better be special also. And I want a very Krishna conscious wife or husband. Well, great. How Krishna conscious are you? Do you deserve a Krishna conscious husband? Prabhupada said in the Bhagavatam, A man should never marry a woman who has better qualities than he has. It won't work. So you want a woman with great qualities. Yeah, you should have those qualities. Also, something to think about. Hare Krishna. If you like this video, you can subscribe below. Also, I'd really appreciate it if you share this video with others, if you comment on it, if you like it, do whatever you have to click to share it, because I think a lot of devotees would appreciate getting these videos. I try to take our philosophy and put it in a practical way so we know how to apply it in daily activity. And this is one of the services I do. And I want to reach as many devotees as possible. If you can help me, I'd appreciate it so much. Thank you.